Let's go, pal.
Hello fellow legends, Snapster Plays here with more Fallout content for you guys. Today I wanted to go over a theory that I've been cooking up in my mind for the past few days. And with Steel Rain coming sometime sooner or later, I thought that this would be a great video to make while waiting. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, and subscribe if you want to, and don't forget to hit the notification bell for future updates on new content. So let's get into this theory. So I was thinking, and I thought, what if in Steel Rain, they gave you the chance to side with Valdez, Scribe Valdez? Now I know that doesn't seem likely at first glance, but before we make our conclusions, let's look at the evidence that I have backing up my theory. So my biggest reason to think that it's a possibility that Scribe Valdez is that the Fractured Steel trailer shows Romani, Shin, and Valdez, but then it says, you get to decide where your loyalties lie. Here's the clip of what I'm talking about.
You need to decide where your loyalties lie.
In that clip it shows Shin, Romani, and Valdez. Like you had to pick a side from each of those three. And like you can pick a side from each of them. Now all of us who beat this questline know that you already could pick between Shin and Romani. That's no shocker, but whenever it says pick a side and Shin and Romani are there, but then Valdez is there too, doesn't that imply that she's a side you could pick too? I don't know, maybe I'm looking too into it, but that's what it seems to imply at least. Maybe she'll be an option to side with in Steel Rain when it comes out? I'd love that because Valdez is my favorite of the three, but we don't know. Just take it with a grain of salt because it's just a theory. Alright, let's move on to my next point. In the whole Steel Dawn storyline, Valdez doesn't seem to choose a side between Romani or Shin. She has an open mind on both options, and it's an obvious fact that this weighs down on her very hard throughout the story.
Attention citizens, nuclear strike imminent.
I'm conflicted.
Please
I was raised in the Brotherhood.
Convenience.
The elders gave me my education, my occupation, my life. But Paladin Romani gave me freedom. I always wanted to see the world. I jumped at the chance to join her expedition, and she fought to bring me along. Being out here on our own, without contact with home, it's terrifying, but it's also thrilling. I wanted an adventure, and I'm getting that. I wanted to see Appalachia, and here I am. But stay here forever? I don't know about that.
She can't stand that her Brotherhood family is constantly fighting, and she admits at the end of Steel Dawn that this fight has been worse than any other of their past fights, and she even says she doesn't know if the Brotherhood will be able to hold together after this one.
It's not the first time they've butted heads, but this does feel different. All of their past frustrations feed into this conflict. The mutant attack does give us a common cause again. I hate to say it, but it might just buy us the time we need to come together. If it doesn't drive us apart even more.
She also voices her worries on her terminal entries after she finds out about what happens when you pick a side after the last mission. So let's look at this message on her terminal. It's the last one called the New Appalachian Brotherhood. She says, "We're in trouble. Paladin Romani destroyed the transmitter we needed to contact California. And Knight Shin is in open revolt against her leadership. Have we doomed the New Appalachian Brotherhood already? We only just arrived. No, I can't let that happen. There has to be a way to cool down everyone's head and resolve this peacefully. The threat of the wasteland bought us some time. Neither side is going to run off on their own when those super mutant things could come knocking again. No one wants to abandon the whole group just yet. I wish my parents were here. For all their rigidity, they always knew what to do, what was right. They wouldn't hesitate. I'm sure that's what Knight Shin admires in the Brotherhood." I say that, but would they really be so decisive? And what would they think about Paladin Romani's motives? Didn't they rebel themselves when the Brotherhood was founded? Ugh, second guessing things won't do any good. We're on our own now, and we really can't rely on our parents. the elders, or anyone else to fix their problems for us. The future of this brotherhood is in our hands. Think, Valdez. You come up with something, right? This was Valdez's last entry in her terminal. This entry was written right after Romani and Shin were arguing in the last part of the questline. She had just found out that Romani destroyed the transmitter, and that caused her and Shin to be divided. And all this information leads me to my next point. Valdez seems to be at her breaking point. She obviously is very distressed by the end of Steel Dawn, and can't take much more till she explodes. She already blows up on Romani and Shin a little bit in the last quest whenever the mutants attack.
If we don't strike now, we'll just be worn down over time. You should know better, Shin. Clearly the Initiate does.
What's gotten into all of you? This is no time for bickering.
She wants Shin and Romani to reunite. However, I can't imagine she'll be able to take any more. So she'll have to make a decision soon. What if that decision is to stand alone because Shin and Romani won't stop arguing? I also saw another theory somewhere else that wasn't mine that someone said, what if Valdez is the start of the Appalachian Enclave? And honestly, that would be awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I would probably side with her over the other two. Without hesitation. I could definitely see her motivation behind this if it were to happen. She's being very undermined by Shin and Romani because they're always focused on each other arguing, and they won't stop. And we've already established that she can't take any more of their arguing. There have been many signs of this throughout the story in her terminal entries. What if her response to all this arguing and stuff is that she leaves the Brotherhood and starts the Appalachian chapter of the Enclave again? Dude, that would be so awesome. And I'm sure that'll get many old fans of Fallout coming back to this game that didn't come back with Steel Dawn. I've seen so many comments requesting the Enclave to come back on their trailer videos, and I'm sure we could all agree that that would be nice. Who knows, maybe Bethesda finally listened to this. Now, I don't want to paint a perfect picture with this theory. There is obviously a major setback lore-wise. I saw another comment that made sense that would shoot down this theory, kind of. It said, the Enclave don't leave the rig for another 150 years from the time of Fallout 76, which is a prequel to the later Fallout games. The rig is a base for the Enclave primarily in Fallout 2, if you didn't know. So why am I saying this? Well, because if they haven't left the rig yet, how are they gonna meet the Brotherhood in Appalachia, and the rig is in California, which is ways away. However, I did think about another thing that could trump this. What if, with the expeditions coming later this year after Steel Rain, they made it to where you travel to California? If any of you guys don't know, the first two Fallout games were in California, and in Fallout 2 primarily, you fight the Enclave there. So, what if they were setting up the expeditions for us to go fight the Enclave in California? I also saw another comment that made another good point. They made the point that there is no lore that said the Enclave doesn't send anyone out of the rig. They could easily make a story to make some Enclave troops come over to Appalachia, as long as it doesn't turn into a huge presence of the Enclave, I suppose. But I like my idea where they go on an expedition to California. This could totally be off, it's just a theory. But anyways, Valdez seems like she can't take any more of this Romani versus Shin drama. So she has to make a choice sometime soon. The real question is, what will that choice be? What will she do? Will she side with Romani or with Shin? Will she side with whoever you side with? Or will she stand alone and leave the Brotherhood completely? And if so, more importantly, will she be the star of the Enclave that everyone wants to have in 76 so much? Let me know what you think in the description below, because I am really curious. I read all your comments, and I love to see what your ideas are. But that's it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up to support me, and if you want to go even further, subscribe and hit the notification bells for future updates on new content. Thanks for watching, and God bless.